Like
See
Broadway.
that? You're finally wearing the glitter jacket.
Yeah, I did. I
Never
did.
wore it on the
Since
show
it's our
before.
first show tonight.
This is
You know,
our
we're doing
first
this.
show on Village Connection Network. I'm really excited.
Way to go. Give me
You
5
know,
on that.
that's
Let's
it.
do this.
Yeah.
Good evening. How are you guys?
Heather Lee, how are you, sweetheart? We're shipping
I'm doing
shirts
great.
away.
I had to call in because I just wanted you guys to pay extra shipping to get my shirt.
Thank you, Heather.
Actually, I'm going to give them to your father, and he's going to ship them to you.
Oh, in that case, I'll never get it.
Brought up a really good point, Darren.
Happy New Year, everybody, and welcome to the Business Power Hour with Darren and the Music Man.
Good evening. How are you guys?
Heather Lee, how are you?
Really interesting question.
That's a fantastic question, Norman.
Wow. See, I got a fantastic. You just got good. I got fantastic. What kind of toy did she like? I'm kidding. Come on,
He always goes there. Were you drinking before the show? One of the cardinal rules. 2 things you never do to a woman. You never say they're old, and
But
you
I'm
never
not
say
mad.
they're
I'm
heavy.
never going to see
You
her
never ask
again.
them
What's
how
the
much
difference?
Oh, you
That's
wait a
right.
second.
We both know I won't be seeing you again.
You know Lauren for a long time.
Yes, I do. By the way, this is a Yankee station.
It's a
Thank
Yankee
you.
station. John, it's a Yankee station.
All right?
4th extravaganza.
Hell no.
Hi, Eileen. Eileen's on.
Hi, Eileen. Eileen Karina is on.
Yeah,
Oh, hi, Eileen.
Great question. We have a lot of undulations out in the field. Undulations.
Is that a wine? What the hell is undulation?
Fred, don't use big words. John's not calling his chicken.
Did you just call me a chicken?
I called you a chicken. I did call you a
You
chicken.
called me a chicken.
I called you a chicken. Hey, right? So this.
Help.
I gotta give him a cough button, Jim. What do you think?
Cough button would be a good idea. Consider that a good question that he asked?
Great question.
There you go. I got
Pythons and brains.
But our own John from Hazlitt provided the confetti for the ticker tape parade. Hey, sorry. This, yeah, I was just gonna say, this show's about him. It's not about you.
Hey, give me some loving.
How are you, Music Man?
Hello, Darren. How are you?
I'm fantastic.
I'm
this
absolutely convinced. I'm telling
telling
you
you.
got some kind of brain damage when you had that thing last year.
I'm telling you, and he called. And
Seeing interviews by Darren and the Music Man. Ladies and gentlemen, Darren Siafi and Norman Wasserman.
Let's do this, yeah.
Good evening and welcome to the Business Pal Hour with Darren and the Music Man. I would be the Music Man, Norman Wasserman. And to my right, which is to your probably left as you're watching, is Darren the Dimples Siafi. Hey, what's up, babe?
Hey, Mr. Music Man, how are you this
I
evening?
am good. I am.
You're
We got
doing
a
good?
Great guest. I can't wait.
I know you're
for this
excited.
guy to,
the
to
pre-show
talk to the
interview,
world.
you were very. You wouldn't
Everybody
shut
get
up.
a pencil and paper, all right, and stay in front of that screen and get a pencil and paper. You're going to need some of this information.
You're gonna need all of the information.
And if you don't need it right now, you're going to need it in a few years.
Right, yeah.
But it's big time.
it's all big time stuff.
You're
So,
going to need it soon.
so how was your last 2 days? Busy?
Oh, it means yeah, we were here. It seems like we didn't even
We
leave.
were here 2 days ago.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
it,
great.
it seems like it's farther and farther apart, though.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It seems pretty fast.
I guess
for me.
we're getting used to it. Anyway, Yankees Friday night. Yankees
7:07.
Not-
7:07.
Hey John, the Mets aren't playing.
The Mets who?
Yankees are. The Yankees are.
What are the Mets?
We got that dented ball though.
Oh,
We got
the
that
one with the
dented ball.
stain?
The one with the stain that we put on it
Yeah, that's because Jimmy dropped it.
too. Yeah, Jimmy dropped it.
Yeah,
Mr.
Jimmy,
Let's
Jimmy, 5 thumbs.
Five Thumbs.
5 thumbs.
Mr. Virgin Olive Oil over there.
Yeah. good.
Anyway, so we want to wish the Yankees good luck in the series starting Friday night. And
I'm very excited
about that. I
we
actually
needed
was,
a rest.
I was thinking about
So
wearing
we
my
had a
Yankee
rest.
jersey, so I'll wear it Monday.
All right, that's fine.
Because Friday, Saturday, yeah, and then they play Monday for the final. They're gonna take Minnesota on 3, so no big deal.
Well,
Anyway,
hopefully,
so let's get to
hopefully.
our guest. Stop jibber jabbing.
Okay, no more jibber jabber. We're going to talk tonight about something that
very serious topic.
it's going to be. Yeah, it's kind of like it could be a serious topic.
It is a serious topic.
No, but you just got to be educated. It's not really a serious topic. You just got to be educated about it, because sooner or later everyone's going to need
be educated about
Medicare. And we have a gentleman, an expert, an absolute expert with 30 years of insurance experience, 25 years in insurance, and the last 5 years, or something like that, in Medicare. And he is the man. He's known as Medicare Mike. And welcome to our humble studio.
My
Thank
pleasure.
you, sir.
Thank you for having
Hi,
me.
Mike. Welcome. Welcome.
Nice
Thank
to
you.
be here. You look so professional tonight. We're dressed like schlumps.
I got to look good. We'll make you guys look good.
Well, see,
Well,
that's the
make
thing.
it, yeah.
I forgot my jacket in the other room, Jim.
Actually, they should take a picture of Jim. Jim in his
T-shirt, his ripped T-shirt,
his ripped
There's
T-shirt.
some holes in his
olive
T-shirt.
oil stains on it.
I'm actually a laborer. I have to do
labor.
laborious work.
This is labor, huh?
Labor of
Laborious
what?
work.
You're going to need this guy too, so you better pay attention. You better
So,
pay
Mike,
attention.
tell us about what you do. All right, what your company's all about, because everybody hears, okay, I do Medicare and I do this and I do that. What does it mean for you when you say you're a Medicare expert?
It means that I can help anybody who's on Medicare or going to be on Medicare make sure they have the right plan for them. There are many plans out there, and people talk to other people and say, I have this plan, get this plan. That is not necessarily the right way of looking at it, because everybody's your own individual. You have your own issues, your own problems. You need to have somebody make sure all your doctors are being covered, all your medications are being covered properly, and at the least expensive cost to you. And there's not enough of us out there that
But
are
it's good for you.
Yeah, well, it's good for me,
Business-wise,
but
that's good for you, but it's not good for people.
It's not good for the individuals,
Right.
and a lot of times people have Medicare plans that just aren't good for
They're
them.
advised wrong. Is that correct?
Yeah,
So-
or self-advised, which is even worse.
Right.
So you said self-advised, and that brings me to my first question I have for you. When people sign up for Medicare, is it just like the New York health system, right, or the Obama health system, where they go, okay, go to a website and pick something? Is that how it works?
You could do that, but there's too many intangibles that you could be messing up your own life with, and your own Medicare, and your own
you're
health care.
finding that with a lot of things? Where
all the
it's
time.
All the time. So Norm mentioned that you had 25 years of insurance, right?
Well,
experience
actually,
in the insurance business, and then 5 years ago, you kind of switched and made a focus on this. Is that correct?
I've been 30 years as an insurance broker.
Okay.
The last 5 years, I incorporated Medicare into the employer that I worked for.
But you did do Medicare prior to the 5 years also. You had knowledge of it.
I had knowledge of it, but
Right.
As a fault to our industry, we even said it's not worth doing, and I found that to be totally false.
Economically.
Yeah, economically, they think it's not worthwhile, which is not true at all. And more importantly, as I got more and more into the world of Medicare and seeing how, mainly seniors, but there are other groups of people that are also eligible for Medicare, seeing what they're going through, seeing that they have plans that just don't work for them, or they're paying an exorbitant premium when they could be having something with little to no cost, frustrated me. And I said, this is something that I need to put my foot in full time. This year ago, September, I retired from the insurance business to go full time on my own
As Medicare Mike.
Medicare Mike.
Okay.
Did you?
What happened?
You
Go ahead.
All right, go ahead.
Oh, since you're
No,
fumbling on
I
me, so-
smacked myself already.
Okay,
It's
there you
over.
go. I didn't get the pleasure of doing that, but
You will. We're not done yet tonight.
so Mike, was there something that triggered you to say, you know what, enough? I'm going to retire and I'm going to take this on full time.
There was a couple things. One personal, which I won't get into, but as I was more and more helping people with Medicare and realizing that, I would walk out of there, I was smiling. They were crying because they were so happy finally getting something that made sense to them. And that may sound silly, but it's not. A lot of times people have healthcare issues, and they're paying out of their pocket large sums of money because they thought that's the only option they had.
Right.
One thing I know about you is that you're very caring. You're a good human being. You're a nice person.
Thank you.
It's nice that you make money with this, but you do it because you really care.
I do, absolutely.
And that's really important. This is not a sales gig. You know,
No.
in and out, you know, you take time, you explain it, you spend whatever is necessary, you answer everybody's questions.
Yeah.
I know you. I know you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, average time I'm with a client, first time getting Medicare or already on Medicare, I could be with them 2-3 hours simply to make sure what's right for them.
Now, somebody would say that's not cost effective for you, but it really is because your referral base is huge.
That's the base. That's the kicker. If I do my job right, I know I'm going to get referrals.
Right.
And that's the big thing, right? Is getting and that's the big thing. But getting referrals from other people's got to give you some kind of satisfaction that you're doing the right thing.
Absolutely.
You know, it always gives us, with no matter business or whatever, when somebody else says something good about you, it's always a good thing.
It is.
And it gives you some satisfaction that you're doing the right thing when you're doing it, right? That's really what's most important. So you had an event in your life. You said a personal thing you're not going to get into. We're not going to ask you to get into it. That really triggered you to say, hey, you know what? I really need to step up and do this.
Yeah.
And make these changes for the good. I got to do some good for people because obviously it's the event in your life, you weren't getting that. And
Well,
you
you
had
didn't
to,
have it.
you know, or it wouldn't have triggered you to say, you know what, we need somebody like you out there to do that. And we have a lot of people that come on this show, and I'm sure you've seen a lot of them, that have very similar stories in why they're pursuing what they're pursuing. And we applaud you for doing what you're doing. We really
Thank you.
do. You know, but getting back to the original question is, you know, I'm sitting here now, we were saying before, Norm is like, oh, you know what, you got to start talking to him. You know, realize I'm getting into my mid-50s now. When should I start thinking about Medicare and planning for it?
Well, like I said before, there are several groups of people that are eligible for Medicare. The biggest group is when you turn 65.
All right.
3 months before you turn 65, you can go in to sign up for Medicare through the federal government. That takes a little time and a little process. I like telling people, contact me 4 months before so that I can educate you on the process of signing up through Medicare. You're going to need to get my Social Security account, then you're going to have to apply for Part A, Part B, maybe just Part A. It depends on your circumstances.
Okay, so let's back up. Because this is typical government stuff. You got Part A, Part B, Part C. You know, what is the difference between Part A and Part B?
Part A is your hospitalization coverage.
Okay.
And Part B is all other medical. That's a simplistic look of A and B.
So basically, if Part A is if I go into the hospital, they're going to take care of the bills for that. And Part B is if I'm going to go to specific doctors or anything else that I need, Part B would cover that.
Correct.
Right?
To a certain extent on both.
A certain extent. That's why you see these insurance companies go on and say we're a supplement to your Part B, your Medicare Part B.
That's why there's a pizza on the commercial, and they break it down. Says you can have all of this, but there's one extra slice you got to pay for.
Correct.
That's
supplemental.
That little slice can bankrupt you.
Can bankrupt anybody. I mean, the medical bills are absurd.
You go in the hospital and all you have is Part A, Part B. You're in the hospital. You spend 4 or 5 days in there. Your hospital bills alone are going to be thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars.
And they're going to put you under for that. And that's something that you got to be careful with.
Correct.
Okay, so Part A is hospitalization. Part B is everything else.
Right.
So I'm now approaching 65. All right? And I come to you. And I say, Mike, I'm going to be 65 in 4 months. What's the process I got to go through? You know, and how do I go about doing that?
The simplistic answer is you got to go on to socialsecurity.gov and have my Social Security account if you already don't. Then from there you can simply apply for Medicare Part A, Part B, depending on your circumstances.
Right.
I would have to discuss with that if they need to or not. And then I come into
so let's. I'm gonna keep
no problem
peppering you with these questions. Okay, I go on, and now you meet with me. What would determine if I need Part A and Part B, or one or the other?
Part A, everybody's going to get, especially if you've been working in this country for 10 years. It's no cost to you.
Right.
So you automatically sign up for Part A. Part B has a premium attached to it. The federal government's going to charge you.
Okay. So they're their own insurance company.
In essence, they don't want to be, and that's why. When I jump ahead, you'll understand what I'm saying. So Part B, if you belong to a group health plan or a retiree plan, you may not have to apply for Part B. And that's my discussion with them. If they have to apply for Part B, I walk them through the steps.
Okay.
Once they get their Medicare card or the letter approving them, showing their Part A, Part B effective dates, I come into play with several options, but the two biggest options are Medicare supplements or Medicare Advantage plans.
Okay.
I'm of the personal belief that the overwhelming majority of people will do well with a Medicare Advantage plan, especially with premiums being
So what's
zero.
the difference between the two?
Medicare supplement covers what Medicare does not.
Okay.
It follows along with Medicare, with the federal government Medicare guidelines. Medicare Advantage plan is more like traditional health insurance. Premiums, co-payments, deductibles, co-insurance, pay as you go. Premiums as little as $0 a month.
Right.
A lot of companies have networks that are nationwide. They have PPOs, so you can have in and out of network options. And especially if you're retiring 65, this is the type of insurance you're regularly accustomed to. It flows nicely, usually with a much lower deductible and out-of-pocket expense than your regular health insurance.
Correct.
And can be even less expensive. Is less expensive than even if you're participating in a group health plan and you have to pay part of the premium. Chances are really good that I can do something that'll put a smile on your face because you're not going to have to spend that kind of money.
Is it better to have the Medicare supplement plan versus a commercial supplement plan? You know, like the one with the 4 letters that are in it, without mentioning that it starts with an A and
Ends with a P?
Ends in a P.
Those are supplements. I'm going to stay because it's important.
But they're both supplements.
No.
Okay.
Medicare Advantage is not a supplement.
What is it?
Medicare Advantage is traditional health insurance for seniors or those eligible for Medicare. You have networks. It could be an in-network only plan. It could be in and out of network plan. You have your hospitalization. You have your doctors. You have your specialists. You have coverages that Medicare does not give you. You can have eyeglass coverage, dental coverage, hearing coverage, acupuncture coverage, depending on the plan and the needs. So a Medicare Advantage plan will offer more coverage-wise than original Medicare will and or a Medicare supplement.
But they have to be doing something that the starts with an A and ends in a P doesn't do. Or is it just a question of dollars and cents?
Beginning of A, ending of P is an endorsement. It is written by an insurance company.
Right.
Endorsed by AARP. AARP is not in the insurance business.
But that's the brand name.
That is they are giving their name to the insurance company saying we endorse this plan.
But do they do the same thing?
No. Do they do the same thing as a Medicare Advantage plan?
Yes.
No.
Okay, so what's that's why I'm asking about what is the difference between the two, because people think it's basically the same thing until they sit down and talk with you.
A Medicare supplement, regardless of who the company is or who it's endorsed by, only picks up the difference that Medicare doesn't cover. And that in itself has limitations. No lifetime cap on hospitalizations, as an example. I mean, there is a cap on Medicare supplements. There is unlimited days under a Medicare Advantage. So that's one prime example. You can't get dental coverage. You can't get health hearing aid coverage. You can't get eyeglass coverage. You most times cannot get something called Silver Sneakers, which is free gym membership. There's a whole bunch of ancillary coverages that are under a Medicare Advantage plan that are not under a supplement. The biggest one, a Medicare supplement does not give prescription drug coverage. You have to buy that separately. under a Medicare Advantage plan, most times some prescription
So,
drugs are
so really, a
included.
Medicare Advantage plan is just another health insurance policy.
It's another option.
It's another option, and it's not just a supplement to,
No.
to what they're already offering.
Now,
It
there should be
replaces. You don't even use your Medicare card anymore with a Medicare Advantage.
Really?
there should be a lot of questions that are coming in for Mike, so we're going to open up those telephone
Well,
lines.
we're going to open up
after
the
after we go to commercial. So write down this phone number. It's 631-415-1365, and Medicare Mike will be happy to answer any of your and all of your questions.
And Mike, if people want to get a hold of you, how do they go about doing that?
They can call me at 631-392-8268. I have a website, MedicareMikeNY.com. You can email me at askmedicaremike@gmail.com. I'm on Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn.
You're all over the place.
I'm on
Yep. And you
all
have
kinds of-
Facebook. Ask Medicare Mike on Facebook,
Right.
and his LinkedIn link is on the screen right behind you there, Mike. And when we come back, we're going to talk about some of the hard cases that Mike's had to deal with and how he solved those problems. We'll be back right after these messages.
Stay tuned.
Mamma mia, here I go again. Mama, how can I resist you? Mamma mia, does it show again? Mama, just how much I miss you. Yes, I'm broken hearted.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Friend Entertainment USA. My name is Norman Wasserman. I am also known as the Music Man. Let me just tell you a little bit about Friend Entertainment. We put on concerts for charities, and we do that everywhere from New York to Las Vegas. We do R&B, Motown, rock and roll, jazz, whatever it is that you wish. Friend Entertainment will deliver the best of the best for you and your charity. Here are some of the names of the talent that have performed with us on our stage. Stevie Wonder, Tina Turner, The Temptations, Earth, Wind and Fire, the one and only ELO, Elton John himself, Kool and the Gang, and the fabulous Donna Summer. Go to our website, friendentusa.com. That's www.friendentusa.com, or feel free to call us at 631-698-9696. 631-698-9696, and we'll see you at the next show.
Hi, this is Doug Cormack, Executive Director of Orchard Estate of Woodbury, Woodbury's first assisted living and memory care community. We're opening this summer for seniors who need a little or a lot of assistance with things like taking their medication, meals, or just a maintenance-free lifestyle. Our experienced staff keeps seniors and their families connected to what matters most. Call us today to inquire about our model apartments and discover how Orchard Estate of Woodbury is providing the lifestyle Long Island seniors deserve. Call 516-246-2167. That's 516-246-2167, or visit orchardestatewoodbury.com. Licensure pending.
Small business owners, are you having trouble growing your business? Do you feel like you're always swimming upstream? Do you feel like daily tension that I can't get ahead and I don't know why? Hi everybody, my name is Darren Sayafi and I'm a business therapist. What's a business therapist? Well, some people call us coaches, some people call us advisors, other people even call us strategists. We take a vested interest in you and your personal development as a person and as a business owner to give you the tools and structure that you need to take it to that next level. So don't wait. Give me a call today for your free consultation and let me show you how you can help yourself.
Welcome back to the Business Power Hour with Darren and the Music Man, and our special guest, Medicare Mike.
Medicare Mike,
All
yeah.
right, so where were we?
So before the commercial, we were talking about the qualifications, right? Typically 65, you're eligible to apply for this. When else can somebody apply for Medicare?
If you are under 65 and you have Social Security disability for 24 months or more, you're eligible your 25th month.
Okay. If I become disabled.
If you become disabled.
And I go on SSI.
SSDI.
SSDI, okay, Social Security Disability
At any
insurance,
age.
At any age, I have to be on it for at least 24 months, and then on the 25th month, I can apply for Medicare.
Correct.
And then I'll be covered under that.
Correct.
Okay.
Also, if you have end-stage renal disease, which is kidney failure,
Okay.
or Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS, and I'm not going to pronounce that name. It's
Right. Yeah. With those diseases, you don't have to wait the 24 months.
correct. That's
Right.
immediate.
That's immediate. Okay. All right. So in those cases, you would do the same thing with them that you would do with somebody who's 65, as far as
Absolutely.
analyzing what they need and deciding what's the best course of action for them.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, when we talked in the pre-show about some of the most difficult cases that you've come across, and the process that you had to go through in order to, I don't want to say solve the problem, but resolve the issue. Solve the problem, resolve the issue, same thing, right?
Absolutely.
You writing that word down, resolve and solve?
Why would I do that?
I don't know.
Did you think that was a brilliant statement that I should write that down?
No, I didn't think
Okay.
that was a brilliant statement.
No, I wasn't.
I'm sorry.
Don't
Mike.
be.
I was
At
actually
times we
looking
do
at
digress.
something that I can go to that after you finish
Oh, I got you.
your questioning period,
I
I
got
could
you.
say a few
I thought you were
words.
doing a crossword puzzle.
No.
So, Mike, tell us about one
I'm
of
not
those
that
cases
smart.
where it was very difficult going in, or somebody had a really big problem and got jammed up with it. You came in and solved the problem for them,
Or another agent was in there and gave them wrong
and
information.
screwed it up. And you talked before about how you go in and you come out with a smile and they're crying because they're so happy. Give us one
Tell
of
us
those
about it.
scenarios.
Sure. There are another class of people that have a special needs plan, or those that have Medicare and Medicaid.
Okay.
They get a plan where they basically don't have to pay for anything.
Okay, so for our viewers, explain the difference between Medicare and Medicaid.
Sure. Medicare is federal, Medicaid is state. Medicaid is based on income, and once you turn 65, it's based on income and assets.
All right.
If you are at the certain level of income and lower, and a certain level of assets and lower, you can apply for and get Medicaid coverage, which then we can offer, if you have both Medicare and Medicaid, what's called a dual plan, where they can pay nothing when they go to the hospital, nothing when they go to the doctors, get even over the counter to spend money over the counter in a pharmacy each month. But you have to be duly eligible. And that sometimes is the hardest people I have to deal with, because they're scared, they're afraid. They don't have, they're afraid of talking to anybody because they're afraid of losing what they have, little they have. And I have to go in and explain to them, it's only enhancing what you have. It's not going to affect anything. It's only going to make your life better, your health better.
And how often do you run into these type of situations?
Quite often. Very often.
More times than not.
More than you would ever expect, yes.
Do you find that more with more senior people, that kind of a problem, or those people are already adjusted to whatever it is they have, and there's no way you're going to switch them?
No, usually they're not even aware that they're eligible.
But when you tell them,
When
I'm saying
their
they're
eyes
sitting
light
there-
up.
Yeah, okay.
Their eyes light up, but they're still apprehensive, because how's this going to affect what I have? I can't afford to lose what I have.
Which is what I meant. Right.
And I calmly explain everything, show them. I literally go page by page in a book that's approved by the federal government, by the Centers of Medicare and Medicaid, explaining all this to them. I give them the time they need. Sometimes I go back 2-3 times before I actually put them in the plan. Sometimes it's immediate. But regardless, if it's a dual needs person, they need the extra care and the extra time needed so that they feel comfortable with not just me, but that they're not going to lose their other benefits.
Now, you have a license, obviously,
Yes.
for this. Are you licensed in more than just New York?
Yeah, I have licenses in New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Georgia, and I'm working on Florida.
And you get phone calls, or you visit people? I mean, you're not going to Florida or Georgia, but You can do this over the phone or online?
Yes, it's all through the insurance industry. There's a website you can go in and you
So
can
if
get
we have
non-resident
parents,
license.
aunts, uncles, grandparents, whatever,
No,
and they're not here.
What I think Norman's question is, I think Mike misunderstood what you asked. What Norm's question is when you get these phone calls from these other states, are you going to visit these
No.
people, or are you
No,
just
you can
doing
do
via
it on the phone.
I can do
You
it on the phone or
computer.
online.
Right, that's what I meant.
'Cause I
And
think
if it
what
requ-
Mike answered was the
licensing issue,
the
yeah.
licensing issue.
But along those lines, if it's somebody that needs a face-to-face, I work with many agents in every state. I have.
So you would call an agent up in Georgia and say, "Hey,
Correct.
look, can you visit this client?" This
Did you ever
is- this
Skype
is
it?
No, I have not done. I feel it's more important to be hands-on in front of the person. It's almost
Yeah,
like
but do you really? I know you, and I know other salespeople. I'm saying insurance people. They're not presenting like you're going to present.
no, but I also pride myself in knowing that everybody I sit with, whether I write insurance for them or not, they know they're getting an honest opinion, and it's from face to face. It's not over the phone. I mean, I'll talk to you over the phone. I'll help you out over the phone, but I want to be with you when we're in the process of,
Right.
of placing the coverage that is best for you. Along those lines, I have an upline and a downline. I train new agents as well, but I also have an upline that markets for me. It's called the Field Marketing Office, Advocate Health. They're nationwide, and that's how I can gain access to agents throughout the country.
Okay.
You mentioned something about special needs. Is there age criteria on the special needs? I mean, God forbid, if a child has autism or such, is there a program for kids like that with special needs and disabilities?
I believe you have to be at least 18 years old to qualify for Medicare. So you have to have both Medicare and Medicaid to get the special needs plans. While you're a child under the roof of your parents, you're under their insurance.
So I was asking that because of the organization that you're involved with, that
Right.
there could be a relationship there. And it could
Yes.
maybe would have been a good lead for Michael.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that after. There's a couple of organizations that but I know the one he's referring to.
Okay.
So we can talk about that off camera. But
And again, 631-415-1365 is the call-in number. Feel free to call in and speak with Mike and ask any questions that you wish.
yeah, I mean, look, guys, it doesn't matter how old you are, as you hear him from what Mike's saying. You could be 18 or you could be 65, and all of the stuff that Mike is doing could apply to you, or maybe even somebody that you know.
Right.
So really, if you have a question, do
yourself a favor
Do
and
yourself
call.
a favor and get into that. So, has there ever been a time where you've gone in and there's really nothing you can do to help a person?
There has been.
Okay.
It's infrequent.
What kind of scenario was that happened?
They already have the plan that's meant right for them, and I will be
Okay.
honest enough and say, you don't need to switch. You have the right plan for you.
And that's refreshing to hear, because there's so many people that will go in and, okay, I got this meeting, I got to sell something to them, and we'll change them up, even if it's not the right thing to do.
I've gotten referrals from people I did not write.
Okay, so that tells you the kind of guy you are. And
Which is what I was saying.
Right.
You got
which
to
is
know
what
this
he's
guy.
saying, yeah, which is always a good thing, and that's good to hear. So you've been doing insurance for over 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
When you were a kid on a playground, did you ever think, okay, this is what I'll be doing for the rest of my
No,
life?
I was going to be Mickey Mantle. I was
You're
going to be a
Mickey
baseball
Mantle.
player.
All right.
Oh, me too.
No, I would have been a million things, but I would have never thought of the insurance business.
I made it to Yankee Fantasy Camp, though. You didn't,
No, I
did you?
didn't. No, I
Okay.
can't say I did that.
And he got Bucky Dent to break his hand.
And Bucky Dent broke my
Wow.
thumb.
Yeah.
Well,
That happens,
maybe you
right?
It happens.
probably deserved it.
There's
Yes.
no question about
There
it.
you go. So, how did you get into the insurance business?
My dad.
dad.
I was in the 80s. I came out home from the Army, and
Well, thank you for your service.
thank you. And I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I actually wanted to be a TV cameraman for the Yankees once I realized I wasn't good enough to play for them.
Right.
And that didn't pan out, so I started working for a cable company. That That didn't work out. Did some bartending. I had my fun times.
Okay.
And my father kept saying, come on into the insurance business. This was his third career.
Dad was okay.
Oh, his dad's third career.
His third career.
Okay.
Eventually I said, okay, but I'm not working with you. It wouldn't have worked. So I went with a competitor. Didn't do so well in that. And a friend of mine invited me to go into company business with him. Went for an interview. Ended up I got hired to run an insurance agency for the employer that I worked for the next 30 years.
Okay.
Really?
Nice. In Queens.
Okay.
So I was born in New York, but raised in Jersey. Came to Queens, spent my 30 years. Love my old employer. To this day, they're the greatest employer I've ever had, will ever have. But then something personal came up in life, and I started selling the Medicare, loving that, and then with a combination of things, I said, that's it, I got to retire. The commute,
retire, you
the
just
commute was
left that
killing.
to start your own business.
I started my own business, and I don't regret it for 1 second. I miss everybody there, love the camaraderie, but I knew what I had to do.
Do you refer business to each other?
Absolutely.
So it's good. You left on good terms.
Sure.
You still have those relationships. You know, when I was younger, I was always told this by somebody: it was never spit straight up.
Yeah, that's
right?
true.
And that's when you burn those bridges, that's what you're doing. You're spitting straight up, because all you're doing is hurting yourself.
Yep.
Because you never know when you're going to run into these people, in your future, and they very well may be the thing that you need to help you succeed.
Correct.
Right? So
Correct.
you never know how roads go. So it's always a good way to be. And again, it goes back to your character and what type of gentleman that you are, shows those things.
Thank you.
I can't say enough about that. It's just something that I always teach and I always work on. So when people want to, if somebody came to you and said, hey, Mike, help me with my Medicare stuff, but I also need other types of insurance. How do you handle those situations?
Well, the first thing is,
because obviously you could sell
can write
anything,
it.
right?
not at the same time.
Okay. Why?
Medicare laws do not prohibit you from doing other insurance business other than Medicare equivalent coverages at that meeting. In fact, the client has to sign a scope of appointment authorizing me to even talk about certain topics.
So basically, you have to go meet with them.
You can leave.
You can leave.
The door closes, then you can go back inside again.
Not immediately.
Not immediately?
How
No.
many? 10 minutes later?
They would prefer 48 hours.
48 hours. Okay.
Who wrote that rule?
Then-
Somebody up in Albany.
No, that's somebody down in D.C.
In D.C. Okay, so Washington, D.C.
48 hours.
40 hours.
48-hour grace
That's going
period.
to change anything.
Yes, and I can go then talk property casualty. I could talk life insurance.
And
but
you
not
still
at
do that stuff?
Sure.
Okay, so you would also, and you're working with other brokers to write that, or you're
Absolutely.
writing
No,
that yourself?
I go to my old employer.
Right.
I can
Oh,
go to
that's
other
brilliant.
people.
Yeah.
Plenty of access to helping people.
So really, you can come. It's just not the Medicare that you're focusing on. You can help pretty much everybody with everything. One of the things that I'm running into a lot is, with succession planning, and people not having the right life insurance in place, and that seems to be a hot topic lately.
Yeah.
With a lot of the companies that I'm working with, is do we have the right coverage and and different things like that. So
You two
we gotta
guys should
talk after.
certainly
we gotta
sit
talk
down and
afterwards.
talk.
Yeah, definitely. Mike.
Because he's got a lot of clients. He's very well respected with his clients, and they try. We were just talking it right in the green room. We were just having that conversation. Green room. Look what
the
I
green
gave
room.
you.
Yeah.
Like
We got a
this is a
green
big
room
place
now,
here.
Jim.
We have a green room.
It's blue. Yeah.
I didn't even notice. This one's like multicolored. I don't know what this one is. There's too many pictures on the wall. But yeah, you guys should certainly talk, because you can help each other.
We can do that.
Great.
So, Mike, if somebody wants to reach out and get a hold of you, how do they go about doing that?
They can call me at 631-392-8268.
What's that number?
631-392-8268. Email me, askmedicaremike@gmail.com. My website is medicaremikeny.com. I'm on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn, and I'm on several other social medias.
Do you ever make surprise visits to 60th birthday parties and stuff like that? Say, get prepared for me, I'm coming. You know, somebody invites me.
No, but that's a great idea.
Well,
64.
64.
64.
No, but 60 is good. You can warm up and you can go every year until
My business cards never
you get
expire.
birthday cake, you know, and a cup of coffee.
You could do those things.
Sure. Yeah.
See,
That's it.
he's always thinking. He's
Yeah.
always thinking of different ways to get.
Got to figure a
get
way
the
to,
business in.
keep on presenting.
All right.
it.
So when we come back, we're going to continue with Medicare Mike, and give us a call at 631-415-1365. That's 631-415-1365, and we'll be right back after these messages from our sponsors.
Hi, this is Doug Cormack, Executive Director of Orchard Estate of Woodbury, Woodbury's first assisted living and memory care community. We're opening this summer for seniors who need a little or a lot of assistance with things like taking their medication, meals, or just a maintenance-free lifestyle. Our experienced staff keeps seniors and their families connected to what matters most. Call us today to inquire about our model apartments and discover how Orchard Estate of Woodbury is providing the lifestyle Long Island seniors deserve. Call 516-246-2167. That's 516-246-2167, or visit orchardestatewoodbury.com. Licensure pending.
Mamma mia, here I go again. Mama, how can I resist you? Mamma mia, does it show again? Mama, just how much I miss you. Yes, I'm broken-hearted.
This is my new best friend, Esther. She might look like any normal, playful puppy, but Esther's being raised to become a canine companions for independence assistance dog for a person with a disability. To get there, she needs lots of loving care and attention, plenty of exercise, and good eating habits so that she can live a long and healthy life for her future family. And she needs to spend tons of time socializing, learning basic commands like sit and stay, and taken to fun places with lots of distractions so that she can learn to cope in every situation. All of this will prepare Esther for more professional training to become a real assistance dog and a life helping a person with a disability to live more independently. Are you ready to open your heart and home for 18 months to a puppy like Esther? To find out more about becoming a canine companion for Independence Puppy Raiser or about other volunteer opportunities, visit cci.org or call 1-800-572-BARK. Raise a puppy, change a life. You can make a world of difference in the life of a person with a disability.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Friend Entertainment USA. My name is Norman Wasserman. I am also known as the Music Man. Let me just tell you a little bit about Friend Entertainment. We put on concerts for charities, and we do that everywhere from New York to Las Vegas. We do R&B, Motown, rock and roll, jazz, whatever it is that you wish. Friend Entertainment will deliver the best of the best for you and your charity. Here are some of the names of the talent that have performed with us on our stage. Stevie Wonder, Tina Turner, The Temptations, Earth, Wind and Fire, the one and only ELO, Elton John himself, Kool and the Gang, and the fabulous Donna Summer. Go to our website, friendentusa.com. That's www.friendentusa.com, or feel free to call us at 631-698-9696. 631-698-9696, and we'll see you at the next show.
Small business owners, are you having trouble growing your business? Do you feel like you're always swimming upstream? Do you feel that daily tension that I can't get ahead and I don't know why? Hi everybody, my name is Darren Sayafi and I'm a business therapist. What's a business therapist? Well, some people call us coaches, some people call us advisors, other people even call us strategists. We take a vested interest in you and your personal development as a person and as a business owner to give you the tools and structure that you need to take it to that next level. So don't wait. Give me a call today for your free consultation and let me show you how you can help yourself.
And welcome back to the Business Powwow with Darren and the Music Man and the Medicare Mike, who is here in our studio explaining to us and to everybody else about the differences with Medicaid and Medicare And something special that I wanted to know, because I heard of it and I'm really not familiar with it. It's something that was you could use in the past and they took it away. And now they brought it back again. It was called the open enrollment plan. Was the open enrollment plan? What's it all about?
It's actually open enrollment period.
Period. Okay.
And for some reason, we're not allowed to advertise it, but I'm glad you asked because now I can talk about it. Open enrollment period is something that runs from January 1st till March 31st of each year. It only came back in 2019.
So it came back this year.
Just this year.
Right.
Where if you have a Medicare Advantage plan, you have an opportunity during that time frame to switch from one plan to the other, or have the opportunity to go back to original Medicare and buy a Medicare supplement and a prescription drug plan.
So wait a second, Mike. I want to ask you.
Yeah.
All right. You're telling me that if I have a Medicare Advantage plan, if I'm not happy with that particular plan and I see another plan that I want to go to, I can only change from January 1st to March 31st?
If you don't have either the open enrollment period or what's called special enrollment periods, you're locked in for the year, every year. And that's a Medicare rule.
Why do they do that?
You'd have to ask them. I think it's nuts, but I guess they want to
It's almost like
keep
creating
everybody happy for the year and keep the.
But if you're not
plans
happy, if you want to change, you're not happy.
There are ways of getting out of it.
Dying?
New York State has a program called EPIC. EPIC is an elderly pharmaceutical plan.
Yeah, but wait a second. Because this happens all the time with doctors. Actually, it just happened with my
Doctors
doctor,
leave
right?
their network.
The doctor left my network.
Okay.
I'm sitting there going, but that doctor I've had for 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to lose that doctor, but they left the network. So I can't say, I have to lose my doctor now. I can't now say, I want to change my plan to what my doctor can accept because I want that doctor.
That's true if you don't meet certain circumstances, such as the open enrollment period.
Right.
Or if I can find for you a special enrollment period that allows you to switch somewhere else.
Let me give you this scenario.
Sure.
All right. I go in, I sign up, I get my plan. I have it, the same exact plan. I have it for 3 or 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
My doctor's in, my doctor drops out of the network in June.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So
This just happened a couple months ago?
It happened with mine, yeah, a couple
Yeah,
months
that's what I'm
ago.
saying.
Yeah, my insurance company. But that's a whole different scenario. You're telling me that, and this doctor's been treating me, and I got different conditions and things like that could affect my insurance if I move.
Absolutely.
But this is the doctor that's been taking care of me. This is the doctor I'm comfortable with, and this is where I want to go. You're telling me that I'm shit out of luck, basically, for lack of a better term, and that I have to go somewhere else.
You would need to choose another doctor if you can't get yourself a special enrollment period allowing you to legally switch. If you don't have that, you are stuck until next year.
What circumstances are there to get that special enrollment?
One, if you move from county to county, you have the right to switch. If you move out of state, you have to switch. Right. If you get extra help or low income subsidy from the federal government, either getting it or losing it, you can switch. If you have both Medicare and Medicaid, you can switch 3 times a year. If you institutionalized, or the biggest one for New Yorkers is New York has an elderly pharmaceutical assistance program called EPIC. If you meet the criteria, which is relatively easy, and about 95% of New Yorkers would qualify, that would give you a special enrollment period to switch plans.
Okay.
And not many of us, not a lot of seniors know about that.
But that doesn't mean his doctor is in that plan. So you
would have to find another plan.
Another plan.
Or he's got to find out where his doctor is, what plan the doctor is, and see if something could be done with those plans.
Well, that
would be my job.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. And my doctor actually called me and said, we're leaving the plan, and here are the other plans that we participate in to let you know. If you can move, then we would appreciate that. And what ended up happening was my doctor left the plan,
and I guess it was a negotiation thing or whatever. But 2 weeks later, they said, "Oh, we're
back.
We're back."
Happens all the time.
You know, we're
So
back
you're
in the
safe.
plan.
Yeah.
So I'm safe. But
Good.
you know, I was sitting there for a month because they told me 2 weeks before,
Right.
as of this date, we would no longer be carrying your plan. And I'm like, I called my insurance company up, screaming and yelling, and
Yeah.
and everything
That did
else.
a lot of good, right?
It did nothing.
Right.
Thankfully, in the world of Medicare, it does happen, but it is not as frequent as you may think. And if it gets to that point where the doctor's no longer there and you can't switch plans till next January, you're going to have to find another doctor in that time frame, or pray you don't need to use the doctor. It's not a pretty picture,
Right.
But it's my job to try to find you that enrollment period. And be honest, if I can't, and tell you, you're going to have to switch doctors.
You're gonna have to.
So I guess it's not a common occurrence where you can go and do that. So let me ask a question. There was no open enrollment plan for quite a while.
Right.
It came back on the night. What did people do in between? So being no plan at all to having an open enrollment plan now. So you couldn't change at all until when could you change?
Well, there was something prior to open enrollment called annual disenrollment, where if you were in a plan from January
Whoa.
to you
second.
have to know an awful lot to
This is
keep
getting
this business
very
going.
confusing.
It is, and
that's
that's
why
why
you're
I'm
needed.
here. Exactly.
That's
It's
why
getting-
you need
I mean,
it. That's
it's-
crazy.
disenrollment and open enrollment, but you don't have open enrollment, so you got disenrollment.
And now disenrollment's gone and open
Enrollment's
enrollment's
back.
back.
You can't
Yeah.
use open enrollment for 9 months out of the year. You can only use it for 3 months. And if you forget about it or whatever, you're screwed for the other 9 months.
Right.
That's very nice. That's from Washington, you said, right?
Yeah. And we're not allowed to tell anybody about it. We can't
So
advertise it.
why can't you tell people about it?
I would
If
love-
somebody comes to you and says, "Hey, I'm on Medicare, and I have a Medicare Advantage plan. What do you have to offer?" Can they?
That's I can't go to you and say
And offer it.
You can come to me and say,
So wait,
"What do I have?"
Okay, you're
What
my
can I do?
agent now, right? I got an Advantage plan from you. You find a better Advantage plan. You can't come to me and say, during open enrollment, we
No.
need to switch you.
Cannot talk about open
So
enrollment.
I can't even utilize your expertise to
Unless-
guide me in the right way because of these morons
Guidelines.
down in Washington.
Unless you call me and say, "Is there anything you can do? Here's
But how
my
do
problem."
I know that?
Exactly.
I'm like, you know what? I
And
get
that's
my,
what they're
my
counting
insurance
on.
broker. My insurance broker will call me up and say, "Hey, you know what? We were reviewing your policy, and if we move you over to this company, we can save you X number of dollars and give you actually better coverage than what you got now." I've had those phone calls.
Sure.
So you're telling me you can't do the same thing
No.
for this?
No.
That is so absurd.
I'll give you one better. During annual enrollment period, which is coming up now, October 15th to December 7th, is when anybody on a Medicare.
Back up.
Whoa. There's an open enrollment plan, and that for 3 months. Then you can't do anything for 9 months. But between October, is that what you said?
October 15th and December 7th, you
What
have
the hell is that?
That's annual enrollment, where you get to choose your plan for next year, becoming effective January
which
1.
Negates
So wait.
the open enrollment
So
plan.
I can go in from October. Why December 7th?
That's the dates they've always been. That's
Pearl Harbor
I
Day.
guess they get
Pearl
tired of
Harbor
all
Day.
the
That's-
commercials because
okay.
all you hear there in that time frame is Medicare commercials.
Right.
No, in all seriousness.
It's okay, but in all seriousness,
He
can,
is serious. This
I
is
know.
what he means.
But
This is crazy.
I can go and I can sign up from October 15th to December 7th. I can go in and I can change my plan for the following year.
You can change your plan numerous times
Right.
during that time frame. The
And
last time
then
it
from
was what
January
counts.
1st to March 31st, I can keep doing it
You can switch one time.
one time. Okay, I just want to make sure
one
we got this down.
But why would anybody even bother to do multiple times? Do people really
It's
think-
happened, because they may come sit with XYZ agent today, ABC agent the next day, and me the third day, and hopefully they trust me the most, and they say, "Okay, I'm going to take your plan." And I represent 10 different companies with over 70 different
but
plans, so I feel like I can offer everything
How
that's available.
diversified are the plans that you offer?
Oh, wide ranging, from what I would call low budget to high end. It all depends on the needs of the individual.
Right.
Key thing is doctors, prescriptions, what
hospitals?
their illnesses are, what hospitals they use, what pharmacies do they use, there's no one plan, magic plan for everybody. There truly isn't, and that's why there's so much diversification in the marketplace. And if anybody's only representing one company, or you're getting a company calling you, or you're calling the company, you're only going to hear their side of the story. Independent agents like me, I can represent multiple carriers and figure out what is the best for you.
Oh, you're like a broker.
Yeah, I am. Absolutely.
You don't represent just one insurance company.
No, I represent.
And that's the way to do it.
I represent the beneficiary. In the world of Medicare, the client is the beneficiary.
I'm sorry, but this crap about the fact that you really can't offer the right policy unless I ask you.
I was going to tell you.
That's crap.
No,
that's
during this annual enrollment period.
So you can't even during your annual enrollment payment.
I can't say anything but hello. I can't say, look, come, let me talk to you about your
Jim,
Medicare.
Does this make sense to you?
I have to come to your house just to say hello to you.
I sit in a Walmart and I sit in a Stop and Shop during this time of the year.
Right.
And all I can do is wear my little button that says, ask me about Medicare, and as people walk by, say hello.
That's why you say, ask me.
Right.
So if I say, tell me about Medicare, then you can offer up anything that we want.
Then you can't shut me up.
But if I already have a policy, again, it goes back to, I already have a policy, I'm already working with you, you can't make a recommendation to me to move.
Not unless
I come to you and say, so Mike, what's the latest and the greatest, and is there something better for me out there? If I asked you that, could you answer that?
Yes,
okay.
I could. You have to instigate.
I have to instigate the conversation.
Correct. I can call clients and say, look at here, let me come talk to you. I think I have something better. But that doesn't happen in the middle of the year. The plans come out now for next year.
I got you.
And they don't change again until now for the following year.
When's the best time of the year for you to reach people?
Now. From October 1st to December. I'm allowed to talk about next year now.
And you can't, January to March is not a good time?
It's a great time, but I can't call anybody about it, can't talk about it. I have to let you come to me.
So if you chose to come on the show again, we could say we're going to have an open enrollment show because we're going to ask questions.
No, that's advertising.
But I'm doing it.
Doesn't matter. You would be just as guilty as I would be.
But we'll talk about this more. Mike, one more time, because time is up.
Okay.
One more time, how can people get a hold of you?
My phone number is 631-392-8268. That's 631-392-8268. My website is MedicareMikeNY.com. My email, askmedicaremike@gmail.com. I'm on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn, and many other social media sites.
You're really staring the daylights out of that guy.
I want people to call me.
All right, Mike. Well, we thank you for being on.
Before we go, do you have anything special you want to? You have any events coming up or anything? Tell us.
From October 7th through December 7th, the open enrollment. Every Monday from 10 a.m. till 6 p.m. except 2 to 3. Every Thursday, 10 a.m. to 2. Every Friday, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. I'm at a Walmart in Levittown, the neighborhood farm Walmart on Hempstead Turnpike. And every Sunday during that time frame, I'm going to be in the outside the People's Bank inside Stop and Shop on Route 109 in West Babylon from 9 to 1. To let you come ask me all your questions and see if I can help you with your Medicare needs.
And remember, listen, ask him. Go up to him and say, tell me everything, because these bozos down in Washington won't let him talk.
And say that you heard about him on the Business Pal Hour.
That's it.
And you wanted to ask a question.
But Mike, we thank you for being on.
Yeah, great job, my friend.
My pleasure.
Great job tonight.
Great job.
Appreciate it.
We'll see you next time. We're going to have you back on again, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's great.
Can you believe that these? I'm sorry. It's got my Irish.
Then we start getting political, and I don't want to
Yeah,
get political.
let's not go there tonight.
Because
Jim does enough political stuff for both of us.
Well, doesn't like all political stuff anyway.
So what do you got coming up this week?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Just meetings.
You got another holiday next week. Are you going to be here next Wednesday?
Yeah, I will be here. I'm committed.
You're committed. You won't be here, or will be?
No, I won't be here.
All right.
I'm not. I shouldn't.
Well,
it
goes what, Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, or is it all day Wednesday?
It's all day Wednesday.
It's all day Wednesday. So those of you who can't watch us next Wednesday, I wish you. What is it? The High Holy Day.
It's the day.
It's the High Holy Day.
Yom Kippur, and it's where you cast your sins. into the ocean or to wherever it is that you walk, and where there's water.
With this
And
water.
that's what we do.
That's it.
And we got concerts coming up. We got some new ones. Not mentioning it yet, but there's a major chamber of commerce that looks like we're going to be doing a show for them in April of next year. And we're going to be doing it in the Huntington Melville area. That's where they're going to take a theater. And got another one.
Not that he's dropping any hints as to what chamber that is, but
I
go
didn't
ahead.
say what chamber. No, there's
I
a
know you
couple
didn't
of
say.
chambers in that particular area. Okay. So November 2nd, we have Donna Summer at the Argyle in West Babylon. And ABBA, as you know, as you saw in the commercial, on the 26th, that's doing really, really nice. Show's selling very well. The theater, the Broadhouse, is doing a nice job for us. A lot of theaters don't. They don't like to advertise except for their own. But this particular theater, they're good people. They have good hearts. So come on down and see our ABBA show. You got a special event Thursday next week, right?
Thursday next week, we'll be at the Brookhaven Town Hall from 5:30 to 7. Come on down, see us down there. It's Brookhaven Business Expo. We go there every year. We set up a table, but Norm's going to come down. He'll be down there also. So come down, see us. You know, we'll say hi, and maybe Norm will autograph a couple of things for you because he does that. I want to say hi to everybody that was, Eileen. We know Eileen's watching. Steve Senegor, I saw him on there. Hey, Steve, how are you, buddy? And everybody else that's watching tonight. We really appreciate you guys watching. And we'll see you guys on Monday night.
Monday night.
Right? This coming Monday
and we
night.
have a surprise show on Monday.
Surprise show on Monday.
Because we don't know who's on.
Well, actually, we do know who's on, but
we're not
I don't have it right in front of me right now. But Monday night, 6:15, right here on the Village Connection Network. Everybody have a great and
Super
safe
weekend,
and we'll see you next week.
Thanks,
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
They're all dead. The lines cut off inside my head. I left here like a broken man with no idea of where I stand. Oh, my mind clears. Lord, I shed all my tears. Oh, now baby, I was just waiting here while you moved on. Security, this newfound freedom you kept from me. The sound of all your loaded guns. This outbreak war has just begun. The sound of all your loaded guns. This broken man has already won. Oh, my mind clears. Lord, I shall.